at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Everybody, this edition of the weekly wrap-up. So each week, live midnight, internet trouble right off the bat. All right, internet trouble right off the bat. But each evening on Fridays, we go live to take a look at what other folks have done in theory of 2A. And we call it the weekly wrap-up. So that usually takes a couple hours to set up. So what we're going to start doing is doing that here live. So let's dig into it. Calling this the weekly workshop, and the idea is to share some of the skills that are used by content creators so that we can get our stuff accomplished, and to make that more mainstream, encourage people who are out there thinking about it, and offer some assistance to people who are already in the game. And then for the people that are have been doing it and doing it their own way, doing it well, some level of success, a way for them to, a place and a time for us to chat about those successes and failures as well. So if anybody's interested in sharing, learning, and growing their projects, this is the show for that. All right, so I'm opening up StreamYard, which is the software I use to create the live stream that goes out to 2 YouTube channels, and in this case, I'll send it out to Twitter tonight. So I've got to start out the name of the thing, call it the weekly 2A wrap-up. Probably could come up with a better name. Then I usually put a date in there, and I just steal the date from down here. So I'll act like it's going to go up tomorrow. I guess I didn't save any time, but it's actually going up this afternoon. So we're going to type in, I guess that didn't save me any time at all, March 31st. Copy. Right. Co-host being gross, sorry about that. That's all the time. All right, so the weekly today wrap up, March 31st, 2023. So the next thing I'll type in is it's Daily Gun Show episode. And that's a good question. What episode is it? It's the easiest way. I'll look and see what yesterday's was. And we can get to changing these things. I typed poorly. All right, so yesterday's was 1524, so that'll make it 1,525. 1525. Interesting episode number. So I think I actually did make a notepad. I'm going to go look for it on my computer real quick. But I keep all this kind of stuff in a specific folder. So if it's there, then I have it. Let's see. YouTube Friday boilerplate. What do you know? So I created a notepad file that I just kept in my computer that I can find easily. Is my computer breaking up too bad? Is my wasting my time narrating this? Give me some feedback if you would. I see that my StreamYard here is giving you the indicator that my connection is stable. If a Wi-Fi, I should, is this bug keeps leaving? Not on the Wi-Fi, I'm on the cord. But, as you can see, my co-host lets down on the cord all the time. So my connection is all over the place. I'm going to keep going, and whatever gets accomplished. If you'd like to join in this room, this isn't really a presentation as much as an opportunity to let folks collaborate. Let me know, and I'll send out links. I'll just continue to narrate if I'm connected, because I have no idea. I don't really. So I made a notepad, a simple file on the computer that has just basic elements to give me the outline that I'm going to use here as I structure the weekly show, the Friday show. So I just copy and paste that over, and it gives me the news of the week, call them the bullet points, gives me a section for 2A, gives me a section for gun talk, the 2A radio shows that I listen to, the military stuff, and then our projects, which are usually the segments or the sections of this project. So since I do the same kind of stuff every week, I just went into that notepad and I just typed that stuff and hit enter a few times and then type some more stuff and hit enter. This is just a bunch of minus signs in a row. And that gave it a simple formatting. So I can go in now and quickly have these containers, these places to put the stuff I'm about to start searching for. So now I use this wide monitor for a reason. It's good for video editing. It lets me spread out the video tracks, I guess for audio as well. But it also gives me the opportunity to open up more than one window at a time. And most of my work is done with websites online. So being able to open up two sites like this next to each other for comparison or for working on projects and things is great. All right, so I leave this portion of the screen as the comments. If you're watching live, you're part of this show, and you're welcome to participate. That's why we're doing this live. Otherwise, I'd be doing this just off air, listening to a podcast or something. So then I've got this page, which is the StreamYard, which we're creating. And then we've got this page, which is where we're going to find what we're looking for, the stuff that we're going to add to StreamYard here. All right, now this is a little bit risky because all of this is in a temporary pop-up on the StreamYard webpage, and I do have bad internet. So every once in a while, I'll want to save my progress on a notepad, something on my computer, so that I don't lose my work, let's say. All right, yeah, I think you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So the first thing I usually use as a resource is I go to my own history, the videos that I have looked at this week. And I'm just going to move stuff over so it's a little easier. As you can see, the containers here, the pop-up window isn't going to change no matter what size I make my browser. So I'm just going to move this browser window over. For some reason it popped open like that. So I'm going to then give myself a little bit more space here. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I just like seeing this a little bit more horizontal than have all this garbage here in the way. All right, so this is the videos that I've watched. Everybody has this option when you go to they call this a hamburger or pancake stack or something. When you go to this menu on the top left of YouTube, you'll have home, your shorts, or you can go look at people's shorts, your subscriptions, I don't even know what library is, and then history. And that's what we're looking at here. So this is the videos that I've looked at today, yesterday, and so forth. So I just go back and look at our own video, what I've looked at. So I can see that me and Toby did our show about the gun shows finally. We've been trying to work on that one for a while. It was pretty fun. I don't put every daily gun show in here, but I will put that like special edition where we got a chance to chat just about gun shows. Barbecue did his book club with the Book of the Five Rings. He's never read that book. Have you read Book of the Five Rings out there if you're listening? Go on the Shooting Left to Center podcast with Yankee and Matt when he does it. I had to jump out of there about midway yesterday. Paul does the Daily Bullet each day. We got the brace rule stuff. Then we've got the Nebraska permitless carry, constitutional carry, the conversation after progress made by NFOA. I'm not going to read everything, otherwise I might as well do tonight's show. So as you can see, though, I'm going through and I'm going to pull the stuff that I want to use on the show. I'm also going to remove stuff, and that's because I don't want stuff to show up on my feed. So this IDPA stuff, I don't mind watching somebody's video, but I don't want a feed full of sports IDPA stuff, so I usually get rid of that. I also get rid of most news because I don't want to be cluttered with a bunch of news and stuff. Same thing with training. I don't know enough about training to not need training all the time. Now, channels like Black Guns Gardens is a cool channel, and this is a video he did about a chicken coop that he just bought. And I don't mind helping out a small channel once in a while, so I'll leave something like that on. If I start getting a bunch of chicken videos, who's getting deleted out of here. So I use my history intentionally, and I use this weekly show as a way to kind of clear out my history each week. Shorts suck. You can just sit there and you'll get a bunch of garbage shorts and stuff like this will happen. This short's not bad, it's just some dog running. But half the time you sit there and you watch something like a dog running like that, and the next short is heinous. So like this guy with the coyotes. I got sick of watching that guy. Turns out he's an a-hole. So, all right, getting rid of the shorts. I don't really promote shorts too much. Foss does the mouse party each Wednesday. Let's post that up there. The CMP did a behind the scenes at the North store. So that's the one in Ohio. And the original one, I guess, it's only a minute and a half long, but we'll include that. It's always neat to see behind the scenes. There's Chris. Good afternoon. Again, this is I'm going to quit narrating everything because that'll just be tonight's show. What I'm doing is assembling the daily gun, tonight's daily gun show. Let's see. So I basically go through here, and like I say, I remove the stuff that I don't want showing up in my feed, and I'll link to most of the videos that I think are worth getting out there. One, in the video that we're going to do this evening, but also in the on all the different places I'm going to post this data. So my first ambition with this show each Friday is to talk about the good work that other people have been doing, but then I'm also hoping to promote their content, right? Links to their stuff as many places as I can each week. So it's half the effort here. So I think he just made this for me this week, so I'll include that. Definitely don't want Honda in my feed. Then you get all kinds of weird stuff. It's tough with stuff like when Clover posts stuff. I don't mind leaving Clover stuff in my feed, but I don't want to get a bunch of gear reviews and stuff. This one was pretty decent. And we had the Cam Edwards on Riding Shotgun with Charlie this week. That's a good one. So this one, I'm going to bring this up, but I'm not going to link to his video. That was, I'm going to use his idea for my bullet points, but I'm going to link to his video. Okay, so this will also kind of tell you how far back you're going. So now I'm somewhere around Tuesday, I guess, because here's Monday. And then this was the week where that guy was on the reload. Yeah. And that's when this was this week. Interesting. And then all this weirdness. Right. I think that's about everything. I guess we got the 100,000 button for armed attorneys. That's cool. Foss had an overnight this week. Oh shit, he'll have one next week also. Now here's the thing. I'm going through my history on this account. So I also go on other accounts and do stuff. And I'm not going to go through every account and look at every history. So what I'll end up doing is just looking a different way at some of this stuff. So this was all stuff that was happening on Saturday. So since the show goes live on Friday, all this stuff was like the next morning type of thing. A lot of stuff happened right there. All right, and all right, so that's the first place I go to grab stuff is my own history. But then I'm just going to go to, I guess I should have clicked the subscription button. I'm going to go to my subscriptions. Oh crap, is my internet going out again? It's probably going out again. You can see that these pages aren't loading. So your mileage might vary. If you've got good internet, you can do more of this. And if you got bad internet, what is going on? They're doing their episodes early in the day. What time is it? So I guess we're going to go do that out. Let's see. So I'm going to go back through my subscriptions here, and then is that really that guy's picture? Holy shit! And then add some of these to the list. All right, so kind of going back through here, essentially what I'm looking for is the videos I might have watched on another account or on another computer. Because some of the stuff I'll watch just on another computer and then it never shows up on my watch history over here. You can kind of also see when you do this, since we're here to coach, what happens when you post things way into the future. Chris is out there. He just did this, right? So he's got two. One of them is for like next week, and one of them is for 3 weeks out, right? What's going to happen is 3 weeks out, this video is going to still be right here, and 3 weeks out, we'll be pages and pages and pages up. Take a look at what Brooke did. She posted all through April, each month or each week. So, this week is going to be no problem. Next week, it'll be a week behind. The next week, it'll be 2 weeks behind, and then 3 weeks behind. So it's nice. It's a convenient way to schedule or make your life easier by scheduling stuff. But keep in mind that it's going to be detrimental to people showing up for your video. You want to find a medium, ideally, but you can't. There's no perfect way to do it. You either have to schedule and be able to plan stuff or not. All right, so going through, and I probably want to put at least one of these Ginny things in here because she's been doing a bunch lately. I don't think it's that one. Anybody? Oh, this hasn't happened yet. I saw that the thing from Wilson Combat was coming, but I haven't watched it. So the Rapid Fire Radio show on Wednesday had the guy who wrote that book, Larry Correia, and I've heard a couple of interviews with him, but this was the first one that actually gave him time to explain that he worked at a gun shop and he was a gun guy. I thought he was just some dude who wrote books and then was given a task to write about guns. So that was a pretty interesting interview. What I'm going to mostly miss out on is my interview shows. I guess I should go find out what's going on over here. Are they really? Oh, they're playing freaking video games.
Do that after you do the video. Yeah. But I wonder if his case is like, the great graders, how, people just put them in the class.
It's on videotape.
Oh, yeah.
He has both hands in the air surrendering. The guy fucking shoots.
So they're just bullshitting, getting drunk, and going to have a couple of people on. It's their 200th episode. The military podcasts definitely do it differently than the gun podcast for sure. All right, so going back down, I don't know how many I'm going to miss this week. This was a really good one. Let's see. I know I watched the Charlie stuff. I watched this reload on the other channel, on the other computer, but I already have them on the list. So what is this? This is down to 3 days ago only. So down to this week. Okay, some of the things I missed was the radio shows. So we had Come and Talk It and I Am the Target. And then where's Gun Owners Radio? We usually are right in this little section. I missed most of the Sunday shows this week, though. Hour and a half with JROTC National Championship Awards. That's interesting. They showed that live. That's pretty cool. All right, they got Gizzards' a show on Friday. So I already got this guy from SOAR. This guy's pretty cool. He was a SEAL and then he went to SOAR. That's an interesting one. All right, the only thing I think I'm missing is Gun Owners Radio, and I'm sure they did a show. And I'm just not finding it, I guess. There's Eye on the Target, and then that one. So they have to be right here somewhere. All right, maybe not. Quit trying to push it. Maybe they didn't do a show this week. I just don't know. All right, so that's the first thing, is go out and find all these videos. All right, so I guess I can close this first tab, but if you'll notice, I got a shit ton of tabs now. All right, so now I just start pushing these tabs into the place where they go. So I can take the video name and drop this under the military interviews. This one it was a military dude interviewing a rancher from Wyoming who has pretty interesting things about the industry, the meat industry. People got all upset about it, but nobody actually listens to anything about the industry. So then you have Come and Talk It, that radio show. And you see I'm just taking the titles and the description, the titles and the URLs at this point. I used to put more effort into this, and it would take, instead of an hour or something, we're already 20 minutes in, it would take way longer. So I quit doing as much effort on the annotating, I guess would do it, like on marking. I used to take and maybe I should do this maybe once a month or something, but I would take their name of the title of the video, and then I would go to this line and grab their channel and number of subscribers, and I would jam that up in there too, and then put an @ in front of it so that it became a linkable thing on some platforms for that reason, so that there'd be a linkable thing to the account. But it took a whole bunch of extra time, and the subscriber count was essentially so that we could monitor growth, right? Everybody could see, one, where everybody's at in relation to each other, and then start to see growth over time. But I quit adding that because it just takes too much time, and I don't think anybody was doing any of that except me. So we're going to click on, get rid of that one. So this is in the military interviews. This one's happening right now. So if you're sick of what I'm doing, you could go watch Team House, awesome weekly Friday live show where they interview all kinds of cool people. This is their 200th episode, so something like 199 people or more they've interviewed. Really good interviews. Right now they're just kicking back. Like I said, probably can get all drunk all day and then play video games. Cape Gunworks has their show on Wednesdays. We mentioned it, and that'll go into the radio show section. Turns out if you use keyword GWebs over there right now, you're going to like what you see, but you also have to buy something, and you don't have to do that if you don't want it. But if you are planning on buying something and you go to Cape Gunworks and use my code until they fix it, you're going to like what happens. But anyway, so I probably shouldn't say that because it's broken right now. Essentially, you don't have to pay for shipping. So next is Suicide Prevention Saturday, and each Saturday, Brooke goes live and with a focus on suicide prevention awareness, and then mental health normalization. So great conversation with Carrie Ann from Ways to Empower. Took me a second. All right, so that's almost always my number one thing for the week, because Brooke's effort is genuine, it's authentic, and it's on one of the most important aspects of this whole thing. Everything that we see is a result of the misunderstandings between what guns actually are and what they're perceived as. And the people that the exploiters of that rift have no interest in mending the rift or educating or making people aware. Brooke does. She helps with that, and definitely one of the most authentic things that happens every week. She's not getting paid a dime to do that. So this was the guy who was a SEAL and then an aviator. This one gets up to the 2A stuff. We had quite a few things happening this week, since we have things happening in so if you screw up your thing, you gotta wait for your browser to reload. We got garbage happening in Washington, Minnesota, Massachusetts, Colorado, New Jersey, and Illinois, and New York, their goal is to keep it too much for us to keep track of. One of our goals is to help monitor each week. So Minnesota gun owners was there at the rally the week before. They were there doing testimony and monitoring the issues in Minnesota. All right, next is 2A cops. And this will go under 2-day talk. And essentially all I'm doing is opening. I mean, I'm not spending too much time narrating here. I'm just going through and grabbing titles, grabbing URLs, making some more space in the file to add the next one. Trying to do it in a system so I don't duplicate effort or miss anything. And it's not a massively difficult or complicated process, I don't think. And it's not proprietary. Anybody can do this. So that's the goal, is to share, you know, how folks are doing this. So if you want a link, want to jump in, then to it's pretty cute. This book is kind of these hash. Let's see, Yankees thing under gun talk. Name that long yesterday. All right, and the mouse party also under gun talk. Let's see, and just drop it like this. Nice. Oops. So when you screw up, just do an undo. Move your cursor to where it should have been. Jam it again. Just drag and drop is ideal. Copy and paste if you have to, and you get it done as fast as possible. All right, we're back to the CMP. We'll let that run for a second. Imagine having this as your job, and then you get paid to go to SHOT Show. You could do that if you wanted. Get off my lawn. I guess I'll put that under 2A. It's faster when you start dragging and dropping instead of copying and pasting. I was just saying before, I get rid of all these hashtags. I don't know if people are doing the hashtags because they have nothing else better to do or they think it's cool or whatever, but hashtags just mess up YouTube stuff. So I want to put hashtags in. There's Chris doing his Wednesday chat, keeping everybody together. I think he's still out there. Thanks for hosting those. All right, more 2A cops. So when I can, I'll jam the channels together. So this one, cops had a chat about one thing, and then they came back a couple of days later and had a chat about another thing. Ideally, I'd probably put them in here in the order that they're most important to 2A, but in reality, I ain't got that kind of time. So cutting little corners where I can. All right, did I already put rapid fire radio? I did, so I don't know why I got that one in there twice. So, man, I don't know. I'm not going to put this under 2A. I guess I could. I'm going to put it under gun talk because it was lame. But, yeah, I'm just going to use the thing for a topic for other stuff. But then we have Boss making this cool video for us. Let's watch it. Thanks for making that. Much appreciated. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go Control A, copy, and then I'm opening up a notepad, which is just a simple text editor. Everybody's got it, or whatever they call it on Mac. Just paste. So boom, I just have it there over there now. If I really wanted, I could save that so that it exists. But right now, I can just paste it. It doesn't have to really exist. Some of us who are classy and offer patches with our pinky out like this, yeah, we give out free patches every Friday. Every single Friday since 1914 when we first started our patchery, our fine oldie patchery. It used to be called Oldie E, Patchery E, with a 2 E's at the end. All right, so the next thing is this one, which gets precedence over Brookhaven. 5.5 hours of comments, squashed completely, and no one's paying attention to what and why the distractions happen. Instead, they play with stupid fantasies and whatever. So then we got Ghost doing the thing about the eyewear. Now, if you ain't watched this one and you got eyeballs and you care about them, then you might want to watch this one. There's lots of value. Let's put it that way. Lots of value in this show, in that episode for you. Well, a third one from 2A Cops. Yeah, it was that kind of week. We'll talk about it tonight. Their adventures in what do we call this? In the online 2A realm, I guess. I want to call it community because I don't know if they hang out with anybody, but try to get them on the show at one point, perhaps. All right, now we got that going down here to this one is 2A. So we're putting this in the 2A one. Getting rid of that hashtag. We're getting there. I think we're down to about 6 left. So now we have the riding shotgun with Charlie, double back team, double back. How do you call that? Some kind of double back situation. So you had first, you had Cam Edwards hosted Riding Shotgun with Charlie. And then a couple of days later, Riding Shotgun with Charlie had Cam Edwards on. So that was pretty interesting. Cam Edwards hadn't held a gun until he was a full adult, like a few years ago. And then a couple of years later, the NRA hired him. So if you think that you need to have some kind of lifelong experience to be one of the most largest voices in 2A, come on, man. This one, I'm just grabbing the headline here. Third anti-2A member is leaving. Oops. All right. This is actually a really good one. So I'm going to put this up here as part 2 to the top one this week from Crump. And then we'll supplement that in a minute here. But because he didn't even put it, he just put some research and stuff. Then we got this one. This was a pretty good one too. So man, it's hard to say. I'm going to put it. This was a pretty fucking good week for 2A. I don't know what y'all thought, but we'll be talking about it tonight. But lots and lots and lots of facets to how good this week was to 2A. All right, so we got that show. Oh, and then the Armed Attorneys got their, I don't know, is that 2A? I'm going to put that under gun. So you can link the channels, or shorts, I mean. There's me linking to a short. All I do is I grab the title from down here, and drag it, and then the link. Well, now we're linked to a short. All right, essentially that's it. Let's go see what else is on right now. Us, Team House, worth watching. Go check it out if you want. Somebody saying something about a birthday. Champion having a birthday month, birthday week. You know, you can tell your friends what your birthday is, but do you have to tell the internet? Do you have to tell people who are potentially trying to steal your personal information in another country? They could care less about you. They just want your personal information. You don't got to tell them when your birthday is. Uh, let's create a birthday week for our friends online. It gives you a bigger target. You can say, hey, next week is my birthday week. All right, with that being said, I am now going to dig into my Instagrams because that's one of my other sources for what's been going on this week. So what I do on Instagram is save stuff into a file, and that lets me go back and do a show like I do tonight, except for Instagram. All right, so what do we got going on here? So boom, right off the bat, we got a bullshit NRA thing, but we've got North Carolina. So we'll put this up here under the bullet talks. Or bullet points, I should say. Let's see. Okay, it's the first of the month, so guess who wants their money? People who I owe money to. All right, let's see. Removed. I don't know. I guess I have to write that in there. Stupid NRA. Let's see if somebody else is going to talk about it. Let's see. Eliminated. North Carolina eliminated. What are they called? Purchase permits? I guess I don't even know. Was it purchase permits? Or something like that. I'll have to edit that in a second. If somebody knows, you could tell me and I could cheat. So then we've got Kansas. And what is it saying? On a 91 to 33 vote, Kansas House passed concealed carry elimination, forwarding it to the Senate. So there's so many of these things. So I usually have like a pro side and then an anti side. So first I'm going to move this to here because that's separate. So we'll have the pro up here, and let's see, 91 to Kansas passed, sending it to the Senate. So I'm just going to put that update in there, even though that's kind of a weak update. It's some weak ass Kansas T update. I mean, it's in the good direction, but it ain't all the way there yet, right? So then we got Missouri. Unfortunately, one of the ones that our friend Worthwhile Fun has been working on, an anti-red flag bill, did not go through. So a bill that would stop red flags didn't go through, right? So negative kind of thing. So can't grab nothing out of here, so I'm not going to do nothing for that one right now. Well, we could say that's going to be a negative one. So down here, I'm going to spell Missouri, so you just spell it wrong. Let the computer figure it out. And that was SB10. And that was anti-red flag. All right, so there's that one. Then we can go down to FPC, catch up. Okay, that's not helping me because nothing's written down. So I'm basically just using this for notes. I'm skipping through here to see if there's any notes. What is this? Colorado. So Colorado was good news. I'll find that in a minute, I guess. Pat Spurgeon was the first. Let's see. Why'd they post this? Is this her birthday? Oh, I guess just because of Women's History Month. Medal of Honor Day was this month, or this week, I'm saying. Okay, so Florida, HB. So Florida passed HB 543 to the governor, right? It passed the Senate, actually. So it passed, let's see, let's see, I'll put that there and then put that part in the beginning. Or maybe put it after Florida. Yeah, there we go. All right, some more good news, but not quite all the way. Waiting for the governor in Florida to do something. What is this? Oh, it's classes. Actually, that'd be kind of neat. Let me start trying to put some of these in here and see what happens. I don't know if I'll have enough room or not. I'm going to put events at the bottom here. And yeah, type nothing. I can't write it down, so there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to type everything in here. So we'll try to add events, though, if possible. Yeah, see, when they just make images, it doesn't help us. They're trying to grab it. So Florida floods are reverting, so that doesn't help if they don't mention it at all. At least it doesn't help me. And then what we have going on in Washington is what? Cold in Washington? Somebody know? So that's not helping me much at all. So now I'm just going to jump through the current one. All right, so it looks like the assault weapons ban in Colorado is not dead. So go back to the top of this list. Come on. Colorado space. Cape Gunworks has their anniversary, their store anniversary tomorrow, or on the 1st, yeah, tomorrow. Yep. This one's pretty cool. Nice. Oh, that's this one. Yeah, that's the museum. What? (570-2). Really? Very cool. I didn't know that before. I've walked on this one zillions of times. Billions of times. I mean, can't even count how many times I've been on that one. Let's see. Minnesota rules. Can apply. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. Nice to see something from Second Amendment Foundation an hour ago. Minnesota Friday struck down a state. Second Amendment, blah, blah, blah. Case is known as Worth versus Harrington. So we can put this here as another in Minnesota. Okay, so I guess usually like that. Let's see the struck down restriction on the hand. Put these around now. Apply it and characters for this thing. All right, looks like they're thinking Minnesota Governors Caucus and FTC for that win. So that's organizations working together. Let's see. Scrolling down. Look at this. Oh wait, that's going to copyright me. You're copyrighting me. Quit copyrighting me. Let's see. Oh, it turns out that Alan Anchor can do custom patches. PVC, what? Embroidered, what? And woven and laser cut. They were just out in the chat earlier. So if you want to check them out, they're newly to Arizona. So I'm trying to see if anything else is going to give me some heads up on how stuff is happening today, but you can see there's just a lot of stuff. Look how few guns I get anymore. I'm going to click scrolling. I don't think I'm going to find anything else today. Well, actually, I got to finish. So we'll just zip through. You can kind of tell when a post is going to be something important sometimes, because they'll have important stuff in the comments or the description. So you can just skim through. Or maybe not. All right. With that, we've got about almost an hour into this, and we've got a good part. We don't have a bad part. There had to be bad stuff that happened this week. So here's the deal. If I had more time, I would research into this, but this is about as much time as I've got for this. This is already a 2-hour project this week. It'll be an hour something to say this all later, and then an hour here to fluff it up. We're not quite done fluffing it up, but we're 45 minutes into this already. So I'm going to move on. We've now got the chunk of the text done, most of the text done, honestly. So I'm going to just go over to my notepad. And what I had done was highlighted everything over here, delete. And I had already copied everything over there, so I'll paste. And now I have, again, just a notepad temporary storage of all this stuff that's in here in case something happens. Always a good idea if you remember to do that. So this is going to go live tonight at 10 and then p.m. And then we got to go make a thumbnail for it. And I've been using an Adobe tool, Adobe Express. And I'm jumping over to Adobe Express, and I'm going to click on my projects. And here's the project from the video like we're doing right now. Here's the background that I made for this video that we're in right now. And then I'll just scroll down a bunch of things. I'm making some banners and stuff. I'm going to scroll down and find last week's, and I'll highlight it and say duplicate. And now it's next week, it's this week, so it's episode 1525, and now I've just duplicated last week's thumbnail. And now we'll edit this one that this copy that I just created here. And Adobe is this piece of Adobe is a pretty good version, or a pretty good piece of software for this. Last week I tried to put all the stuff that we were dealing with last week in there, and it just made it look like nothing. So I think I'll play around with it a little bit this week. First thing was we'll change that episode number to 25, because that's a week later. Okay, it's being weird. So I have to refresh the window. Adobe Express happens in Adobe servers. So whatever I did there didn't save. So I did too big a step. I did this, highlight this, do this. Give it a moment or two to think in between, I guess. And I'm also having bad internet, so it might be just having a bad time connecting to the web as I do these things. So when you've got bad internet, don't rush the software, I guess is the lesson. All right, so that's weird. This thing moved over, so I have to always do this. Drag this over and move this over for some reason. And we can push this back. Come on. All right, so now let's jam a picture in here, and we'll just grab a photo. All right, so where do I grab photos from? I can go to one of my folders or whatever, or I can search in here. Some of the other ones are actually better, but I'm just going to go upload a folder, and we'll upload it from one of my downloads, and we'll grab, I don't know, where is it? This folder? Where is it? This folder. And then, actually, that won't open up. That's stupid. So I got to go find a different picture. Where am I going to find some pictures? Why is this thing so freaking big? I can really make this small as well. What's this? All right. Upload. There we go. I was wondering why that thing had to be the size of my whole screen. I'm going to drag it over here and try to go find the dang folder I'm looking for in a normal size screen. I can find it, I think. Maybe not. All right, I guess I can't just open these folders. So we'll just use whatever pictures, I guess. So you can come in here and use some of their design assets, they call them. So I'll say good. See what happens? Good. Go to photos. Go to pics, animals and pets. I'll put this lion picture in here, and we'll highlight it, and we'll say remove background. What'll it do to this lion picture? That'd be interesting. Okay. Oh, I did not need to do that. So undo that last step. Go OK, and drag it over here. I could probably crop it a little bit if I really wanted. Freeform, crop it, and like that. And everybody can still tell it's a lion, I think. Adobe's neat and it's powerful, but come on, these are only pictures we're going to get. Not a lot of pictures. And this will be the one. Oh, that took a long time. So it'll probably glitch at some point here. Is it because of my internet? Yeah, probably. Is it glitching right now? I just couldn't remove. This cat in the background. I can't take the cats and stuff. I feel like it's because of the internet or something. Oh, there it goes. The Adobe Express is part of, if you mean like part of subscription, yes. You don't have to. I also think it's something that you can purchase by itself. But as you can see, because my internet's bad. Is your internet good up there where you moved to? This is the worst part about doing dumb things, is you gotta wait for stupid crap. So come on. Let's go. Come on. If you clap at it, the internet will go faster. If you yell words at it, goes faster. Sometimes if you wiggle your mouse around, it makes the internet go faster. Oh, look, it actually finished. So now we're going to go over here and tweak this over here. Go like this. And that'll be our thumbnail today. All right, so then we download that as a PNG file, and then disgustedly leave Adobe because it's taking forever. It's lame. Come on, gotta pay for this too. I don't mind if it's free software that takes forever, but when it's stuff we're paying for, we download it again, make sure. All right, now I'm going to close Adobe, and now I go to upload, and there they are. Got my thing to put in there, boom. And now we've got most of everything we need here. So what's the best way to do this? I think what I'm going to do is copy everything again, open up a different platform called Substack, go over to the dashboard, create a new post, right? Paste. Come on. I never noticed that. Write something to Skype. What are they even talking about? Oh, is this because I'm zoomed in so much? Why is this thing acting so weird? Okay. Yeah, they added a new box. They changed Substack around. That's weird. All right, so now that creates a pretty interesting thing. So now we'll take all this and turn it into bullet points. We'll make this a separate thing. We'll take this and make it the title. No, sorry, undo that. We'll make this the title. There we go. It took away our subtitle over here too. Oh, no, this is making some kind of an email. So let's get out of here. Is this making a post or an email? Well, let me see what happens. Send to everyone. I guess Substack is also a newsletter. So as you post something, it goes up like a newsletter. There it goes. So then what I'll do is take this and add it to the top of the, oh, I guess I have to go into, no, this is it. Why is this why is the name of it so dumb? All right, so I guess I can get rid of this shared on Twitter garbage, just publish, true, embed, all that's code. So I think I can even get rid of the comments part. So when your URL is too long, you don't need to waste everybody's time with a long URL, plus it just looks stupid. So I'm just going to get rid of as much as I can, test it, make sure that it works without the garbage at the end, and then put your more normal URL in here. There we go. So the blog, and now I can take all of this and copy, open up Patreon and put it in there. And click on create video, and then paste the, oh, I'm just doing it on the other side, see more screen, but paste this into here. All right, and then make this into bullet points again, because Patreon can format. Problem is I don't have a video yet, technically. So we'll make this the title. Everything's good there. We'll bold this up. and everybody can see this. We got our news of the week. We got the blog. The nice thing is, this is over on Patreon. This is also a blog. Oh wait, I'm putting this in the Patreon will automatically turn everything into links for us. Okay, so then whenever I click enter over here on Patreon, I'll be able to take this. Oh no, these should be headers. There we go. I can take this data or this link and add it to the YouTube, which is part of what I'm trying to do here. There's no way, this is sort of like a snake eating its tail. You're trying to get the thing started or trying to do something that if you got to do, all these things are going to click to each other. So you have to start somewhere. And one of them, the first one's going to be broken and then you got to fix it at the end. So the first one is the YouTube video. It isn't complete, but once it's complete as possible, I'll make it complete. And then I update the other ones. I guess I actually have to build a bunch of them and then fix them all. I don't know. There's not an efficient way to do this that I know of. So now, for whatever reason, I'm just bolding all these titles for the folks over on Patreon who actually read it, so they can, their eyeballs can help figure out what's what without it just looking like a big mess. But you'll see once it's a posted Patreon post, then the images show up, all the images from the videos. Or wait, no, they won't. That's on this one, so I'm wasting my time doing this one. This is not something I do every week because it takes another hour to download all the pictures and shove them into Patreon. I was doing that for almost a year, but I just didn't see the return on that because I would pull the data, the same data that I'm putting here, and all those other platforms that we post to, and none of that formatting, none of those images went with it. All right, so what I'm missing here is the URL. So I can't technically post this without the URL. So I got to leave that one over there now. And I can't really post on Patreon here to it. So I'll just go ahead and finish this. Now, StreamYard is where we started this whole thing. We went to YouTube to reference stuff. We went to Instagram to reference stuff. And if I was paying more attention, if I was going to spend a little bit more time, I'd find some more resources to reference. Then once it's finished, I'm going to initiate the broadcast schedule, I guess, schedule the broadcast through StreamYard, but now it's going to show up over on YouTube. So if we head over to YouTube now, on both of the channels, and I suppose, and on Twitter, you're going to get something that says it's on the way. So if we go to the live page, we'll see that here's the thumbnail and here's the video that's waiting for 10 p.m. this evening. So we're going to open that up, and the first thing we'll do is take the URL from it and update our Patreon, because that's what it needed up here, as that's what the whole post is about. And now we have, as we're cooking with gas over there, we can publish that Patreon post. So this is essentially a blog post over here on Patreon, and now I can send that out to Twitter, because instead of having to repost everything, let these automated things happen. Hey, look, there's Anne-Marie, and then there's one of Anne-Marie's posts right there. So we're going to take the title from this, I guess. Join us for the paste. Join us for the try pasting without formatting. For the weekly wrap up tonight at midnight EST. And then for people who can't figure it out, 9 p.m. PST. Because some people see midnight and they go, oh, I can't stay up that late. And then they go, oh, wait, that's midnight for the East Coast. I can stay up till 9. All right, so then tweet that out. Now Twitter has a copy of it. All right, and then I don't care about Facebook. You can go suck a duck. And sorry, Gizzard. And then now we've got this Patreon post. And now we can take the link to Patreon and edit this, what's this thing called? The stream Substack. Like I say, you got to kind of go back and edit these things, which is sort of annoying. So where do you edit now? Edit. So they've changed Substack around, and I don't like it. It already was lame looking, and now it looks even more lame looking. So what are we gonna do? So now we'll put a thing that says Patreon blog, and the idea here is then to cross-pollinate. I don't know what it's called, cross-link the various platforms that you're using. So now my Patreon blog over here, I think I have to make this into a link for some reason. Stupid. Good. So now there's that, and then we'll grab the video, and that's the important part, because right now this thing has no image associated with it really. Boom. We'll put the video there as the main thing, and then just to make sure, I'm going to head before to a talk here, which should be a heading. We're going to put in an image, and that image will be the one that we just made, the thumbnail, only we're going to edit it and resize it to size 500 wide, mainly because I don't know if it's going to show up twice or not. So we save that as just whatever you want to save it as, it doesn't matter. And then we put that smaller version here in line and link to the YouTube video with it. It'd be redundant, but it's also there for, so it's not for humans, but it's there for other things. You want the image to be there to create an image for a thumbnail for blah, 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 so that this thing shows an actual thumbnail over here now. All right, so now we have a Substack. It's finished, and I can leave it alone. Now it went out wrong to everybody, but there's nothing I can do. I have to break something first. So I sent out the Substack wrong, but now I have a Substack. I can link my Substack to my YouTube and to my Patreon blog. Those can go up with a complete thing. I had to post the YouTube video without the Patreon blog because the Patreon blog needed the YouTube video. So once the YouTube video is there, I can actually paste the Patreon blog, then take the link from the Patreon blog and repair the YouTube video and the Substack. Now, if I mix the newsletter into this, that would add one more variable, but then it would be going out to the newsletter. And since it's early in the day and we're doing this live, we're going to do that. So next we're going to go to, I use Monkey, newsletter Monkey. And it's stupid, so nobody can hack into it. It's going to need me to verify who it is, so nobody can hack my monkey. So if you were watching this show just in order to try to hack the monkey, then good luck with that, because I'm not even going to show you the number that the monkey just gave me. Boom. So now that, well, how about you send me the code then? Sorry, my stupid monkey was being stupid. So now my stupid monkey's back up to speed, and what's this? What is this? Calendar everything. What is this? On my phone. Hold on. That's a weird thing on my phone. Gotta look at it. Oh, the 99-cent only store app is sending me updates. So guess who has to go in and change that app to not have access to give me updates? I don't want updates from a 99-cent store. All right, so now we're in the Monkey newsletter. Your mileage may vary, whatever your newsletter is going to look like, but essentially we have the YouTube video that we started with, and we have the Patreon blog, and we have the Substack, and we can copy and paste any of those into the newsletter. But why would we want to choose one or another? I don't think I'm showing anybody's email addresses. Right? Then it's just a matter of formatting and which ones are compatible, I guess, with each other, you could say. Like which one of their stupid systems work with each other's stupid systems. So sometimes you'll copy and paste and it works just great. Sometimes you copy and paste and it loses its formatting and it whacks out all over the place. So this is how you set up a newsletter. You go in here and you say who you're sending it to. You can compartmentalize your audiences so you can send it to just certain people or people that are interested in a certain thing or whatever. It's coming from us. The subject is going to be the thing that we're working on here. So probably the easiest thing to do is just open it up in here again, because this is a fairly formatless version of it. And of course, we're working on something that the newsletter has its own stupid formatting. It's really bad. It's its own formatting, and it's the worst of all the formattings I deal with. So it doesn't matter what I start with, honestly, with the newsletter. It's going to need effort and work and more help than anything. It's the biggest burden of all these things, I think, from my perspective. You let me know from what you think out there. All right, so the newsletter is that, and then Daily Gun Show is this preview text. See, I can't even copy and I can't even drag and drop. I got to do this stupid paste. So it's just, I don't know why I'm paying for this system. To explore other ones. And then when you get in here to do it, it's the weirdest, clunkiest, garbagiest junk ever. So it doesn't matter what I start with, because I got to start with, let me just start with this minimal one. It doesn't matter what I start with, because I have to essentially delete everything anyway. All right, and then you kidding me? Where'd that go? Yeah, what garbage. So I don't even want to do this, but I might as well do it live since everybody can see how boring and lame this is. But makes me seriously wonder if it's worth doing the newsletter. So I'm going to try to copy and paste everything, right? So I'm going to go over here and copy, select copy, and then jam it up into here. So first you got to understand their stupid block system, which is garbage and stupid. And then you paste, yay, garbage, right? Like, oh, look at that, nothing formatted, nothing's good. At least it didn't completely waste, jam it into one long sentence, but still, all it did is enter carriage returns, the lamest of all abilities. So now we're going to add a thing here, and can I drag and drop it? I've never actually tried this. No, see, I can't even drag from one stupid block to another. So now I have to cut and paste, and then cut again, and then go back, and then make another thing, and then drop it in here. It's just stupid. It's like they either don't use it, which I'm sure they don't, or the people that use it are used to using garbage, and this is slightly better than garbage, so they're like, oh yeah, this is slightly better than garbage. But I don't like it. Does anybody like their newsletters better than this? If you do, let me know, because I'd definitely be interested in changing from this really bad one that I don't like that much. So I'm taking each of these sections and removing them from the main stupid paragraph block section or whatever this thing's called, and then going back and then throwing another one in here and then pasting what I just removed, so that I'm essentially getting these sections that could have easily been in like 4 different ways. I could have 4 different other systems. I could have pasted this and they would have all entered as these blocks. I wouldn't have done any of this. And they'd have been nice looking and they would have been worthwhile. Like this heading, I can't make this heading anything. The best I can do is make it bold and bigger. So it's useless. You might as well give me just all text if you're going to only give me text. And it's just nuts. So then we'll go up here and grab this garbage backwards, and then, I don't know, call this a heading, I guess. See, now it's big. And then we'll put a video in here. Is there a video? Yeah, video. And then grab the video. And even the video before we could do any of this, so that means you can never link to the newsletter in your video. You have to always go back and edit the video. Right? All right, so there's that. And it's no point sending somebody this garbage, because this is just garbage. This is like sending them punishment, right? So now you got to fluff this up, and it's just a frustrating and waste of time, I think. But this first part is bullet points. So this first part being bullet points. Can I put bullet points in here? Oh, I can put bullet points in here. And then this here is a separate thing. So I'm not going to even bother. I'll just do this. Yeah, that's right. And then we'll just do this. Do this old-fashioned garbage. So I'm saying old-fashioned garbage because if I actually had a working block, I can use all these tools over here. But since they won't let me put any formatting into the working blocks, it's just a mess. All right, so now I have to turn, I'm going to try making this bullet points and see what happens. All right, and now we've got bullet points. They're wrong, of course. So now let's do this and then shift enter. And then I have to take this and look at this. Now I have to copy this, turn this into a stupid link and paste. I might be able to drag and drop that if I remember right. So now backspace. Okay, at least that's easy. So I can backspace on these every other one to get the URLs in between to be not bullets, and that lets the bullets actually do their job of, highlighting each line. So that's one step that removes 3 steps. So I got to give them credit for one tiny piece there. But now this, I have to create every single one of these links, which is ridiculous. Every other thing out there, when you give it a link, it goes, oh, it's a link? Let me just make that a link for you, because you literally just wrote a link. Why would it not? And then, look, if I don't hit OK, it dies. So all that effort, this is the kind of shit that makes you not want to even use this system. So if anybody's watching from the monkey, your system's garbage, and this is why nobody wants to use it. And the people that do use it figure it's a labor, and they hate it, and they don't like it. And they're looking for ways to not use it, in my opinion. Just my opinion, talking to millions of people who do this kind of garbage all the time. This is the kind of laborious stuff that nobody likes doing. And you go, should I keep doing my project? I have to do all this every time? Is it even worth it? I do all this, and then people don't like the color of my grip or whatever, or I do all this, and then people didn't like the background of the thing. It's like kind of frustrating. So, but it's also not that big a deal, but it's also how much time this is wasting. I could be doing a million other things right now. Just to do this little stupid element of one newsletter that, I don't know, I guess technically 300 people read. But come on, are those 300 people in here going, hey, thanks for the record on that newsletter? No, they could care less. They're reading it because it's in front of them. So I could, in other words, I could send the newsletter through like any number of newsletter systems that don't take anywhere near this much time. So this is horrible, and why I don't send out newsletters every week. But yeah, holy moly, that took forever, and it's still not looking good. Now I can do this, and it'll look a tiny bit better. But there's no images. There's like nothing to catch your eye, or like all the effort people put into thumbnails and stuff. If I go look at what is this one? Spreadstack? No. Whatever the hell this thing's called, Substack. It'll at least put the, it goes and does what its job is turns the URL into a video, so all people have to do is look at the thumbnail and click on it. Monkey? Nah. And this is probably because monkeys existed before anything good, and all they have is their old garbage proprietary system, and to make something good that competes with what's new, they'd have to throw it all away and start over, and nobody wants to do that. It's a big ask. I'm going to try doing this, but I think that this doesn't even help. I think this all disappears, this part of it, where I'm putting the extra carriage return, or a shift space, into the bullet points. I think this all gets lost as soon as it publishes. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like that's a little bit more user-friendly, useful. Like, not just a here's some homework. Like this is horrible. This is not that great, but it's a little bit better than this. And this is ridiculous that I have to go through this much effort to get this for this monkey. And I'm paying for the monkey. It's something like 20 something bucks a month or something. So this is the frustrations of this kind of stuff. Down to here. And so yeah, if anybody's out there with a newsletter that's better than this, I'm definitely interested. And it would be so much easier to be better than this because it's not good. I don't like their goofy ass old fashioned formatting when you actually have to, when you get it accomplished and you're trying to use it. I don't like that either. So it's not like when you're all done, you get a nice looking, modern, cool, like archive or something. You just get this like 1994 looking archive. All right, that one didn't take so long, but I'm still complain about it. This is going to take less time. I'm still going to complain about it. So it shouldn't have to take any time. There's literally other systems I could choose that would probably just do this already. It would probably cost more. I don't know if they cost more than $25. They would take time to research. That's all it would actually be. But whenever I find time to research a better newsletter, I'm finding me a better newsletter. This is ridiculous. And, maybe there's a good reason I did this live, because I would normally just blow this off if I didn't have time. And when you blow something off, you don't think about it anymore. When you have to sit here and do it and think about doing it, you get pissed at why you're wasting this much time. So maybe they exist because, or these shitty systems like this exist because people are just used to blowing it off and forgetting about it. Or rolling up their sleeves and just blasting some like loud metal or something while you're trying to do this, so that you don't have to think about how mind-numbing this routine is. Oh, I forgot to do the URLs on this one. It's not difficult. That's the thing. If this was like hard work, oh, that'd be cool. Like, oh, this was like challenging. Awesome. This is freaking one step away from monkey work, like robot garbage, and this should be done with codes. They just have worthless tech, so they don't know how to code this to make it happen for you. This is just like effort that chance no on this under bullet points. Actually, this was a lot faster than what I had been doing. Factor 2. So that's how sad this is. That's how much it usually takes me to do this, like forever. That's something that felt like it took 15, 20 minutes just by itself. Horrible. All right, so next is I gotta do something else here because this is still like giving somebody punishment. This isn't a good looking newsletter or nothing. So the first thing we'll do is add a Free Patch Friday thing. Since you've got to try to pay for all this time and get some stuff stolen over at the store. So I go in here, look for a Free Patch Friday post I might have posted already. And the monkey newsletter garbage will archive your pictures. Look how shitty this picture is. Like, look how long I'm waiting. I don't know if I got bad internet right now, because I do. But holy moly, waiting this long to scroll pages. And all right, still stuck here, waiting for this thing to happen. This is the worst possible case scenario. If I don't have something else that I'm doing while this kind of garbage happens, then this is a massive waste of time. This would be great if I was an employee on somebody else's time. Like, oh yeah, sorry boss, I had to wait for the computer. I don't even like having those kind of jobs. Those kind of jobs sucked. Like, hey, you know, we have shitty computers. Can I just do it a different way and get the job done? So yeah, I gotta wait here. I guess this is bad internet. Oh, come on. So try flipping another screen. It's probably just bad internet there. Try to keep flipping until I find a Free Patch Friday one. All right, that's good enough. Insert that. Go over and grab the Gear website's link. Right, highlight it, link to, paste, and then I'll put a, oh wait, can I drop that? Oh wow, can actually drop something. So then we can go backwards. That's all you do to save it on this. And then add button text. So first we'll drop that link. So then we'll grab this. There we go. And button color, I'll make it a decent color instead of a stupid black button. There we go. And go over to probably YouTube, I guess. I think I posted something over here on YouTube by schedule. You're in a bad place, though. You have bad internet because of where you moved. That's your fault. I mean, you should have known that. I could almost think maybe you thought, oh, well, this is a new area. Maybe they got good internet coming out here. But like if you went downtown, you'd be different internet, I guess. So all right, so I'm going to my community tab and I'm going to grab the text from here. So I have to type all this again. And then gotta jam another paragraph in here. All right, and then make all these things different. And then we're going to put my link to the store again. There we go. I close it. Close it. So then that's fine. So now these stupid things, either don't put them in there or have to edit each one, right? How stupid is that? So YouTube. Be serious. Go back. Come on. All right, so I usually change this one because stupid Facebook nobody uses it. Change this to YouTube or whatever eventually. The Instagram one is right here. Twitter one is also, oh no, it's not. So the Twitter one. And people are getting a lot of views on whatever on Twitter, so I've been using it more. And then, of course, the plain old website one. And then we put the website one first, and then change them to colored and medium. So that's a heck of a lot of effort, and I might be able to save this as some kind of a template, but that's about the only thing that's unique to this, or that's consistent. So pretty much I got to do all this garbage every time. I'm not saying it's the best blog for sure, or the best newsletter or anything like that, but what it is what it is. So we'll add some of these blocks like this just to give it some different than what it is right now. so that these sections seem a little bit more obvious, or at least sections. And yeah, that's about it. So now we'll save that. And the next stage of the creation of this email, which this is all just to create the stupid email. Oh, I got to edit something. I got to remove some placeholder and add a text. So what are we talking about? Yeah, no idea. Save and exit. Never had that error come up before. So to send your email, remove or replace the placeholder. Remove or replace the placeholder text. Add button text. So somehow I messed up that button, I guess. Oh. I guess my button just said type button stuff here or something. So let's see if that worked. Yeah, that sucks. You might be able to get some kind of wireless kind, but I don't know. All right, so now that worked. Now I can go to click it over to tell Twitter. I can tell it to tell Facebook, but I don't know if it does. Somebody will have to tell me because I don't monitor that. But then I can schedule it. I can either send it right now or I can schedule it. And one of the things, one of the few things I like about this stupid monkey is that it'll tell me when the best time to send this is. And it says the best time to send it is 7 p.m. I really don't care. So I'm just going to say, go ahead. I feel like it should probably go out before 7 p.m. In fact, I am going to change that because that's a dumb time. So I can just use this link now. So I can open that in a new tab, and there is the newsletter. That's what it'll look like when people get it. But I think I'm going to actually go back to that campaign. And then pause and edit it. It's paused because it's on schedule. And then go in here to the schedule part. Where is that? Oh, send now. So I'm just about to send it to 361 subscribers. Yeah, I got no reason to wait till 7 p.m. to send it. So I'm going to send it now. And there it goes. So now that's off. And this, that's the summary of it. So essentially, I'll eventually get a... All right, so because of the way I went into this, mess. See, now I have to go back in here and then say, is this the way to do it? View in browser? I have to get to the actual, actually, if I open this in a new tab, all right, that's close enough. So I'm going to try going MailChimp.com websites. What does that do? All right, so this is the link to it from the outside. Let me know if you can get to this. I think this is a working link. I can ask you, so I send it out to everybody who's watching this. They can tell us, but I can also open up another browser, and that's the reason why you have more than one browser on your machine. So now I just opened up Brave, which is a different browser. It's called Brave. And if I paste that URL into Brave, it's not logged in to the newsletter system. So it's going to show me what a user would see, an end user that's not logged in. So I can verify that it is working. That's a working link. Okay, so now it took forever. And what I did miss in my newsletter was all I had was the blog, and I didn't put a link to it. I should have put the Patreon, and I should have put the YouTube video. I did have the YouTube video, I guess, technically, but I would have added those to this newsletter if I was, paying more attention and good. So next I got to go to the YouTube video. I could go to YouTube and edit it, but I'm already in the editor over here in StreamYard. So there's the link to the newsletter. And then where was the Patreon? Here's a link to the Patreon. Well, you can almost always get rid of whatever comes, the question mark and whatever comes after it, usually. All right, so now I've got these three things added to one instance of the YouTube video, but there's two YouTube channels. So now I got to go down to this one and add that same thing to the second instance, the other channel on YouTube. Update both of them. Dude, thank you. Chris just threw 20 bucks at us for the projects. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. That'll go to help pay bills. All right, so that's being updated. Now the YouTube video, if we refresh it, is going to have, it's going to say, hey, live in 8 hours. It's going to have all this stuff that we put into StreamYard in a very unformatted way. It barely turns links into URLs, which it does do. You'll notice the stupid, what do you call it? The newsletter couldn't, but YouTube can do it. And then YouTube has started turning the links to videos into these little icon-y things. So that's kind of nice. That's a little bit of a formatting, I guess. So that's our YouTube formatting, but it links to the blog, which is on Substack, and the Substack blog looks way better now because it's got the thumbnails. So all the effort people put into their thumbnails can actually be seen over here. It's actually paying attention to what people are doing. Now, what it has is just a link to the Patreon blog. So I'm going to edit it. And it technically has a link to YouTube because there's a YouTube, embedded player right there. But in addition to the Patreon blog, we're going to add the newsletter. And there's the Patreon again, and this is this. So we don't need those. So we'll just go to newsletter, turn that into a heading, and turn the thing into a link, and copy and paste. All right, so that was a lot of extra effort. See, it took almost an extra hour to put the stupid newsletter together. And then update, and now the Substack links to YouTube and the newsletter and the blog, the Patreon blog, and to everything. And then YouTube links to everything. What does Patreon link to? Patreon links to the blog only. So we still got to go edit Patreon again. You don't have to do any of this. This is just the pieces that I do to get these things to all connect to each other for one, and then hopefully to be useful for people as well. So that if somebody decides, oh, I want to go check this out, in a different format, they can. So I'm just going to type newsletter in here. And put that there, and this will turn into a link. I won't have to do anything. That's nice. So you can just go down and go up and say save, and this will just turn into a link to the new thing. And thanks to 122 Patreons, it looks like about a couple more minutes, so I'm losing for able to do these. But we leave other people trying to continue our work so that this isn't science, figuring out some people have done more. Not been screen sharing? Okay. Other people who don't have to start over from certainly welcome to communities of people interested in working together beyond the technical so we can start the meat and potatoes again. All right, again, thanks to Chris for the money. That's much appreciated. I probably could have taken this time and spent effort on the store and just read about selling stuff, which I probably should do. Was it my audio here? I'm going to stop screen sharing in case that helps with the audio or the connection issues. But the workshop will be every Friday I'll start. I need to put time each week into creating the weekly wrap up anyway. As you can see, it takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how long I fart around and how much stuff there is to put in there. So instead of just doing that off air, I'll start doing that on Fridays on air, and I'll be letting links out there to folks who are interested to participate. And we can consider this the continuation of our old Tuesday Second Amendment workshops. So if you're an activist, if you're working for what our Second Amendment protects, you're trying to normalize guns, you're trying to remove the difficulties in communication that are out there based on misunderstandings, then let's chat. Let's make your projects easier for you to do and more effective in your reach. All right, well, with that, thanks everybody for joining us. If we missed anything that's important for data-wise, like if we missed stuff that's important, let us know in the comments. I'll be watching them for the rest of the day as we get ready for the actual Daily Gun Show, which will start at midnight Eastern. Alan Anker is saying, is that dog even real? Would a fake dog, would you be able to rub the head of a fake dog like this in such a way to elicit a noise come out of him? Hold on. Right? You can't just do that to any robot. He's so tired that he won't even make his little grunty noise. Hold on. Oh yeah, maybe he is a robot. I thought he wasn't. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll be back to pick you up at midnight. Oh, grab something from our store. We sell stuff, and that's how we stay in business.